As you know, Malawi is probably one of the least developed countries, according to all the indices, and particularly the World Bank have said per capita income, it's the lowest per capita income in the world. So that'll just set the context. Right, so a few years ago, I was invited to be part of a Supporting Life. It was an FP7 EU project, which Joe Gallagher, who you heard earlier, was part of as well. And while that had to do with e-mobile technology in relation to health workers in the field in Malawi, I was invited along to look at more capacity building in relation to the staff of the university. And when I talk about capacity building, I'm referring to research, curriculum design, teaching and learning, and assessment. So I am not, just for the record, I am not a medic. My background is a pedagogue. I am my PhD was in international and comparative education. So I'm coming at this more from a pedagogical perspective, and that was the strength I brought to the team. And my job predominantly was to identify gaps and also to link people with the appropriate expertise. So following on from that project, it became quite obvious to me that there needed to be a separate entity called the CREATE team, of which Tony was a member and still is a member of that team, along with Maria Kidney, who is the founder of Friends of Londiani. Maria and I come from the same part of the world. And quite a few other members of staff in UCC who have an interest in this area, and particularly the staff of the nursing and midwifery as well as epidemiology at UCC. So basically we built on the links already created with Joe Gallagher, with Father John Ryan. Father John Ryan is an alumnus of UCC, and I'm the governor of the alumni of UCC as well, so that was a very nice connection. Okay, so moving swiftly on. We built on that connection, and I suppose the challenges we have been over, did needs assessment exercise, and now we have staff coming back next week. We have staff from Mzuzu University coming back because we have a nursing and midwifery conference on next week at UCC. The challenges are obviously, they've already been identified, but in a nutshell, communication, finances and resources, and capacity upskilling. None of those are surprising to anyone, given what Anne was saying earlier, and obviously finances and resources. So a lot of them have masters, they want to be upskilled to PhDs. There's a dearth of baseline research on the ground, and in order to be able to do proper monitoring and evaluation, you need to have baseline research. So that's something we're working on. The opportunities are there, obviously, for them to increase their research profile and to work collaboratively on research projects with the UCC staff. And obviously vice versa, that the UCC staff lend their expertise and gain a lot of that global knowledge on the ground. And obviously, this at the end of the day, this should ideally make a difference, which Tony has illustrated beautifully this morning. I felt a wonderful note to start off today's conference, from the second session, and obviously an opportunity for greater collaboration. In the UCC strategic plan, we have obviously, as part of the Sustainable Development Goals, one of them is greater collaboration with our global partners in the Global South. So that is part of the aim, and because I'm on GB, I'm obviously pushing that agenda going forward for our next strategic plan at the university with our new president. So in a nutshell, it's going very well. And finally, there's one other thing I'd like to draw your attention to. I was out before Christmas. Their library burnt down over Christmas. Before Christmas, they had a beautiful library. I went visiting it. It was gorgeous. I met all the staff, because the library is obviously the centre of any university. After Christmas, it burnt down, lost 45,000 books. So obviously they called on us as a partner, so we put out a call to all the staff, and we managed to get container loads of books, academic medical books from everywhere. Minutes were very good. A lot of Dublin universities, we sent a shipment out from DIT, we were particularly strong in this, and also from UCC. And we had to rebuild their library as well. And Surgeon Noonan gave a lot of funding towards it at UCC and other things. So all of this was built really on the strength of that one ESTHER grant that we got. So a major thanks to ESTHER, and that will show the ramifications and the impact one can have from just one small grant. It's like a seed, it can lead to an oak tree.